Hi everyone, welcome back to the Average Hashtag Gamer channel. It's AP here, and today we are trying something different. I have been working on this video for quite a long time, so I hope you enjoyed the effort I've put into it. This is race editing, attempt number 1. Welcome to Bahrain, and today's race is a 5-lap race around the Sakir International Circuit. Let's find out what the grid is for today's race. So in pole position is Charles Leclerc, and joining him on the front row in second is Max Verstappen. Bottas is third, Vettel's fourth, Hamilton fifth, Albon sixth. The rest of the grid lines up as we expect it to, with Magnussen, Norris, Perez, Stroll, Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen and Gasly, Robert Kubica, Kvyat, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi. And we're on the grid as the lights are coming on for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And we are away, not too bad a start. Bottas and Verstappen have a bit of wheel spin. And as the top 4 come charging down to turn 1, can the whole grid get through turn 1 without contact? No, they can't. Verstappen and Leclerc have contact. Vettel and Bottas have contact. Through turn 2, Vettel's round the outside of Bottas and has a run at Leclerc. Oh, there's contact between the two Ferrari teammates, and Verstappen's going defensive into turn 3. Leclerc's looking to go around the outside. Vettel holds off this fight and waits for a mistake. But Leclerc is persisting around the outside of Verstappen. Can he get the lead before turn 4 and 5? He can, and Verstappen's had his line compromised, so he has to brake a bit earlier. We're coming into the hairpin. Leclerc locks up. Verstappen has a little bit of a lock up as well. Can Vettel take advantage? No. He's had oversteer coming out of the hairpin. As we head down to the tricky turn 9 and 10, can he make advantage under braking? Yes, he can. And as we come out onto the DRS straight for the first time, Vettel looks like he might get a run on Verstappen. Here we go. He's within the slipstream. He dives down the inside. Can he brake late enough? He brakes late, takes the inside line, and he's into second place, and Verstappen drops to third. So currently we have Leclerc in the lead, Vettel in second, Verstappen in third, Bottas in fourth, and it looks like the top 4 are pulling away from the rest of the pack at the moment. Looks like Albon's holding up the rest of the grid, so the top 4 can escape away, but Verstappen looks like he's under pressure from Bottas going into the final corner. As we come round to complete the first lap of the race, we're looking at Leclerc pulling away from Vettel at the moment. But Vettel seems to have a lot of straight line speed compared to Leclerc. Can he close up to him under braking into turn 1? Leclerc is a little bit defensive. And Vettel gets a little bit of a run, has to come off the accelerator quite quickly, has to cut turn 2 to avoid contact with his teammate again. And Leclerc's got the lead. Everyone's getting through turn 1 really carefully there, and the top 4 are still pulling away. Leclerc, Verstappen, Vettel and Bottas are all well ahead of Albon. And as we head to turns 4, 5 and 6 again, Vettel's close to Leclerc. There's not much more than a second between the top 4, with a big gap back to Albon in 5th. Vettel closes up to Leclerc under braking. Is Vettel going to get another overtake on the DRS straight? We ride on board now with Vettel as we come into turns 9 and 10 for the second time. Vettel gets a better braking zone than Leclerc, and can he get the drive out of the turn as well to take Leclerc on lap 2? Leclerc's already looking to go defensive. Vettel goes up the inside of his teammate again, brakes later than his teammate. Leclerc doesn't want to give him an inch, but Vettel is now through and is leading the race. Leclerc's in second, Verstappen's in third, Bottas is in fourth, and look at the gap between the top 4. It's very close racing here at the Sakir International Circuit. There is a huge gap to Albon behind Bottas, so it looks like these 4 are going to be contesting the race lead and the race victory. As we ride on board with Sebastian Vettel again as he comes round to complete lap 2. He's purpled sector 1, he's purpled sector 2, and it looks like he's going to be setting the fastest lap of the race, which he does, a 1:31. And DRS is now enabled, so can Leclerc take advantage at the end of this lap? Into turn 1, Vettel brakes. Oh, Vettel's had an oversteer moment. Can he recover? Leclerc retakes the lead. Verstappen's looking for second place. Vettel maybe with an unsafe rejoin, but has been saved by Bottas putting loads of pressure on Verstappen. Verstappen manages to hold off Bottas going into turn 3. And we ride on board with Vettel again as he's trying to close up on Leclerc. Surely if he can stay close to him through these turns and the hairpin, Vettel is going to have a run at Leclerc again on the DRS straight. Through the hairpin, it's fairly even between Leclerc and Vettel. And off we go into turns 9 and 10 again. Vettel braking down. Vettel is going to get DRS. Leclerc's looks like he's probably going to be helpless to Vettel's attack this time. Leclerc looks for the same line again through turn 11. Vettel has got the pass done by the apex though, and is now driving off up the hill away from his teammate. And Leclerc looks like he's under pressure from Bottas a little bit now because of his line was compromised going through turn 11. So here we go then, coming down the hill we have Vettel in first, Leclerc in second, Bottas third, Verstappen's dropped back a bit in fourth. It looks like the superior pace of the Ferraris and the Mercedes of Bottas have pulling away from Verstappen in fourth. As we head down the start finish line again, Leclerc has DRS wide open. Can he get close to Vettel this time? As Vettel goes into turn 1, he stays on the racing line, he doesn't go overly defensive, holds his line, try and maximise his run. He's got 2 DRS straights to survive and Leclerc is so close to him. Leclerc looks like he might get a run going into turn 3. Vettel seems to have a bit of straight line speed to fend him off, and Leclerc didn't get as good a drive out of turn 1 and 2 as Vettel did. But Leclerc dives up the inside there. Vettel's got to fight him off now. Leclerc retreats from that pass thinks better to stay on the racing line, but Leclerc is all over the back of his teammate. Vettel goes wide at the hairpin. Leclerc's having a look. Bottas is waiting for these two teammates to hit each other and make a mistake so he can take advantage of it. Through turn 10, it's nose to tail between the top 4. Vettel's going to be a sitting duck, but he seems to have got a really good drive out of turn 10. And Leclerc has got DRS, but he's a little bit too far back. And Bottas is now starting to have a look at Leclerc's car. Is there a gap? Vettel's got a tiny bit of a gap over Leclerc at the moment. Can he take advantage of it? Can he make the most of this gap? Can he make this a race-winning gap? As we go down the hill for the 4th time, we've got a tiny gap emerging between Vettel and Leclerc. Leclerc could be under pressure from Bottas in the next down the start-finish straight, with DRS being activated. It looks like Vettel is getting confident now, but Leclerc is back on with DRS. And here we go, Leclerc's diving up the inside, he's having a look at his teammate. No contact between them, but Leclerc's had his line compromised by Vettel because Vettel stayed on the racing line. As we go up to turn 3, here we go. We're riding on board with Vettel on the last lap of the race. Can he avoid any more incidents with Leclerc? Can he stay in the lead? We're going to find out now, but we're going to ride on board with Sebastian Vettel for the whole of this last lap. Can he stay in the lead? He seems to have it comfortable so far. That's a really nice line through the hairpin. As he comes up to turn 9 and 10 for the last time, he's dominated the braking zones here. And it's meant he's had a run down the DRS straight every lap to try and overtake people. And he has overtaken Leclerc and Verstappen on this straight during this race. As we go through turn 11, he's a little bit wide there. Let's hope Leclerc's not too far behind him, otherwise Vettel's very wide there. A little bit of oversteer. Is he going to be able to hold on to this lead? And we come down the hill for the last time towards the final corner of our Barrett of the Sakir International Circuit. Round the corner Vettel goes. He can see the start finish line. He'll see the checkered flag any minute now. He's weaving to celebrate, and Vettel has won the Bahrain Grand Prix. In second place was Leclerc and third place was Bottas. Let's cut to the podium to see the drivers celebrate. Thanks a lot for watching this race edit today, and if you have enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. I'd really appreciate any feedback on my commentary or on the editing so that I can help myself improve it in the future. There's more content from my Average Hashtag Gaming channel popping up on the left hand side of the screen now, and if you do check that out and enjoy the channel, please remember to click the subscribe button. My name's AP, and I will see you soon.